Welcome, my dear students. Welcome back, my dear students. This is a video about the resume. This is about the resume. We'll work today on the resume topic. And the resume and the covering letter. We covered the topic of the resume. Before, we had the topic of the resume before. Today, we will talk about the covering letter. And that's what we said about what we said about the resume and the covering letter. We said that we have the career portfolio. The career portfolio could be including the resume and the covering letter and answer to sample interviews questions. This will be the main topics which we're talking about. And we talk about the resume. And we saw the resume before and its contents. And let me show you quickly. Here we talk about the skills which you have, the personal skills and whatever. We talk about the educational skills. We talked before all this about the first part is the personal information, like we said before. Then the objectives. What are your objectives? Then the technical skills and the personal skills and the educational level. That's what we worked before on the resume. Today we'll talk about another topic, that is the covering letter. Covering letter is always inseparable with the resume. They both are together. They both work together. Including introduction and development include 4 parts. The cover letter usually includes 4 parts. The reason for the cover letter is to show that you are interested in working with the particular company, that you are devoting this letter just for this company, to show like you agree to work there. It's a kind of a commitment, but not by law commitment. It's kind of like, guys, I'm interested to work with you. The application covering letter include the introduction part, development, conclusion, and targeted letter. Here is an example of the covering letter. You can see it here. Let me enlarge it to you guys so that you can see it. Here is a data example and the personal info or the contact info. Mary Smith, recruiter, Department of ABC, and dear Ms. Smith, I'm writing in response. So this is to whom you will send. I'm writing in response to your posting on the state of Michigan vacancy posting site for the human resources analyst position. So look at this. Now you have to mention the name of the company to which you will send the covering letter, the name of the organization or the company to which actually you are interested and you want to work with, and you want to send them the covering letter. So you have to write this all in the covering letter, because this is kind of unique or specialized for working in this organization or for working for this company only. So it's not like the resume, because the resume is common. You send the same resume to everywhere you want to apply. But for the covering letter, no, it must be specific, directed into the place which you will apply for or where there are vacancies. So I will show my interest on the business letter, on the company, to work in the company. And you will show that your qualifications is matching with what they want. So you will show also that your qualifications are matching with what they demand. They means the people or the organization or the company to which you are applying. I possess more than 7 years of human resource. So here you show your skills on the second part, which we call developing. The developing of the resume, or the development part of the resume. You start to show your own skills, recruitment, staffing, benefits, administration, and workforce planning. Through my career, I have demonstrated, and so also you show your career journey, but just in very brief, and the main points and the main merits you had at your work, and the main skills. Then you will close with closing sentences like, encloses my resume for your interview. I would appreciate the chance to meet with you to discuss the ways in which I can help the Department of EPC achievements and goals, objectives. I can be reached at the phone numbers listed on the resume. Thank you for your time and consideration. Then you will sign, you will put your signature. Actually, the difference between the covering letter and the resume, that the resume is not including your signature, but the covering letter is including your signature. Also, the resume might not be updated on daily basis, but the covering letter must be updated. It's with the date when you will apply. Look at this, up August 1 and the year. So it must be written and the date must show up in the, because simply you are doing a covering letter for whenever you apply. And because whenever you apply means for each company you will apply for, you will make a different unique covering letter with which is responding and showing the matches for the qualification which they need for this job. These are the main points in the covering letter. There must be purpose for the covering letter. The cover letter is used to express interest in a company. Look at this. It used to express interest in a company and to invite interest in your resume. And also, because you will tell them, attach it in the covering letter, you will say, attach it is my resume with this covering letter. So you are also identifying your resume. So the matter is not only about the covering letter, but you are also identifying your own resume as well. Its ultimate goal is to solicit an interview, because you want, while you are writing the covering letter, just to may have an interview. Like here as example, enclosing my resume, you identify it like we said. I would appreciate the chance to meet you to discuss the ways. So to meet and discuss, that simply will be one, only on the interview. When there is interview, then there will be a meeting and the chance to discuss the points, and a chance for the employer, the prospective employer, with the prospective employee to get more closer to know each other. That belong to anything, belong to the job, details. So he will know more about the jobs and the job details in the interview process. So this covering letter is showing kind of like interest from your own side to work in this company or this organization. It's showing a kind of interest from your end to work in this organization. And in the same time, the final destination of it, or the main goal of the covering letter, is to do an interview, is to have your own interview. So you're asking them for an interview, but it's like not direct telling them, I want to do an interview. No, you are telling them, showing them your own abilities, so showing them that your skills and your abilities match with the skills needed in the for the job posted, and in the same time you are asking them for interview. Nowadays, everything became easy because we have a lot of sites now that we can apply to. As example, here in Canada, Job Canada, Job Bank Canada, you have the Indeed, you have a lot. Another many sites where you can find jobs, specific jobs. And for that reason, now there is online application, and there is also online interview as well. So especially particularly after the COVID most of the interviews now and are working successfully online, and some jobs also switched and converted from working in person into online. We are using the internet in the application process, yes. For the applying for a job, yes. Job seekers may learn job seeking skills, post resumes, learn more about company, and apply for the job online. That's true. We apply now for the jobs, most of the jobs online. We don't do like before, use a traditional envelope and go to the Canada Post or go wherever we go and just put the ads. No. Put our envelopes. No. You just apply online for many reasons. Firstly, it reaches to the destination within a blink of an eye. It doesn't take many days to go. Secondly, no costs, absolutely no costs. The cost only the cost of your Wi-Fi. No stamps, nothing. You don't have to wait a long time because the answer will come to you. Auto reply that they receive your own email. You can apply also in a while in many advertises. You don't need only to apply for one advertise at a time. By other meaning, in the traditional ways of applying before the internet and before the Wi-Fi, all you'll do is just go to the post, waste about 2-3 hours, and apply, then come back, and you won't be able to apply in more than one place in the same time. But now when I'm sitting here and I can apply for jobs in many schools in the same time, or between them, the one and the other, the duration would be seconds to apply or minutes till I read the ad and apply, because my resume is here and my own covering letter, I will prepare it within seconds, then I will apply to where this. So nowadays, and also for the employer, the job, the one who supplies for jobs, who supply the jobs. Also, it's easier for him now to recruit more and more people. And the cost of recruiting also is down. Why? Because no committees, nothing, and it's no costs of transportation. No. So all these reduce the costs for both the parties, either for the employer who's posting need employee, or for the employee who's looking in the posts need an employer. Employers may post positions, review resumes, and perform screen interviews online. And that's today, what's happening today. So before that, I might be able to do only one interview on the basics of 101 person. But now I can save time and efforts and do more than one interview a day using the online interviewing process. That was about the covering letter. We talk again about the purpose of the covering letter, what we need from the covering letter. Let me remind you, it includes many points, like we said here. Here you will send to the name your own personal data, your own contact info, then to whom you will send, then you will talk to whom you will send, and you will say in an introduction, because we have first part of the covering letter is introduction. That's in the introduction you said the purpose of your own covering letter, or why you are sending this covering letter, because you are interested in the job posted. And on the second paragraph, you are developing your covering letter by saying that your skills are matching the job skills needed. Then you will close your own covering letter with a promise that or a hope that you will hear from them and that they will hold an interview for you so soon. Like as example, we write sometimes looking forward to hearing from you soon. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Those are the main parts of the covering letter. And the covering letter, like we said before, the purpose of the covering letter is to show the interest in the company where you will want to work, and also it's to solicit an interview. Shall go for the question of this lecture today. And the question is saying, what is the purpose of the covering letter or the covering letter? What is or the cover letter? Covering or cover letter? We'll make it cover letters, okay? What is the purpose of the cover letter? So what is the purpose of the cover letter? Here we'll say these are the purposes. And this is our second question actually today. Shall go now here and put the answers. What is the purpose of the covering letter? I will leave you here for about 5 minutes to get the answers. Then I'll get back to you. Thank you. Just put the answer in your notebook. Remember the components of the covering letter. Thank you. Okay. Today we learn about the covering letter, the purpose of the covering letter, why we use the covering letter. We said to express interest in the company. We saw example of a covering letter like you see in front of you here. The starting to show the interest in the first paragraph, then developing your interests by saying that your own abilities and skills are matching the job skills needed, then closing the paragraph with the closing end paragraph with a hope to hearing from you soon, or to hear from the employer soon, to hold an interview. And this is the main purpose of the covering letter, is to have a chance to get an interview. Shall leave you and see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye everyone.